Yes,
So,
definitely, I think you are on the right direction. You need to think about it, you rethink it, remodel it. Definitely, there's never too late. It's always you can start again. Yeah.
and I think it's a fundamental concept to know that your future financial freedom starts today. It doesn't start yesterday. There is no yesterday. I know women who have gained and lost 3 fortunes and come back to own their own companies again, seeing the money coming back in. It's never a lost cause, never. And particularly because we're living so much longer than we used to.
Yeah, nowadays the lifespan is really long. With medical technology, now we all live more than 75 years, we go through 80 years, and then the 20 years of retirement, we really need a lot of funds. So if you plan now, definitely you enjoy the same standard of living what you're living now, and you can have all the luxury that you've been waiting for to have.
And there's something to be said about living longer. It means you have longer to make money. In the event of the internet, women have been able to run businesses online. We are much more free to make money at things that we love to do, and we're much more free to do it in our own time. And if you think about it, if you take a 65-year-old woman and she may easily live to be 85 or 90.
Yeah.
Well, the downside is, at some point, if you're sick, it's hard to keep making that money. The upside is you've probably got another 20 years that you can make money in. And it doesn't have to mean going to a job every day. It can be a lot of things.
Sally, I would like to add to this. Like, we could always take medical insurance for our sickness. I have heard many times that we had millions of dollars or rupees, but then suddenly one day it was a bad day and we got some critical illness. So in paying the doctor's bills, we almost wipe out all our savings. So what I would suggest is savings is necessary, but we should have a medical insurance that will take care of our illness so that we don't touch our savings. Normally what happens, when there is a need, we just pull out the money from our savings because at the back of your mind, oh, I have that $50,000. I'll take it from there. No, leave that alone. Think that is for a long-term plan. So you have a goal in mind. Write it down on a piece of paper. I'm saving this money for my particular goal. So you don't touch that. And for not doing that, you really need a medical insurance. Or maybe you need a term insurance.
Or there's several different types of
insurance. Like term insurance, as you said, your husband expired. So if he had the term insurance,
he could
have, yes. If he had, the family and the wife would have millions of dollars.
Nice. You're really bright.
Yeah. Yes.
But
so
you can see
all these criteria has to be taken into consideration.
And it is a big point that you made.
This is a very valid and a big point.
Insurance companies can save you a lot of money. People tend to think of insurance premiums as, it's another bill I have to pay every month. But honestly, putting a little bit of money into an insurance company so that they bear the burden of your risk later if something happens. It's a gamble. But if the worst event of your life happens and you have actually invested in insurance for that, the payout is huge. And it will say, and the idea behind insurance is that what you don't want is our biggest fear is that we're going to do everything right and we're going to save the money and we're going to invest the money. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
And then it's going to go away, right? It's all going to get wiped out. If you have some insurance in place and you've done some planning, you can actually prevent that from ever happening to you again. No one can ever take your money away if you planned right. And you can start planning now.
Yeah, it's never late. We can always plan now. Your ship will never drown or sink. Basically, that is the mantra. You need to do it now. You need to get energized. Start thinking about it. And not only thinking, I would say you start implementing it. Because thinking we always do and then we forget. Oh, okay, I'll do it later. So don't keep it for later. You need to do it right now. That is, you want to ask?
I'm Benedicta from Uganda. The way how you were talking really is amazing because me, I was working in the central bank for 23 years. So when I retired, I didn't get any package because my nature of work was not examining, whereby I was getting gratuity every 2 years, which I used to educate my children and build a small house for myself where I'm living. Now, I started to mobilize my fellow women and the youth to be trained in income generating activities, empowering them. But every other day, you find somebody coming with sick children, with a person who is not going to school, with audio money without food. So I find it very difficult. Sometimes I tried to make a small box, put a pen there. But I blocked because a woman came with a very sick child. What advice can you give me? And you are talking about the insurance. If I can't leave the kid not going to school and then pay money to the insurance, insurance it's for future. But this is an immediate need. What can I do?
Thank you for your question. It's a very valid question. The thing is, you know what? In Mumbai, we have a lot of workshops. We have these awareness workshops for different types of social, issues that you have. So, and we have corporates like NGOs who take care of these, small groups which need the help. So first of all, we make them realize the importance, what you need, though you don't have the sufficient funds to follow these things, but you can definitely get it done. Like in Mumbai, we have an organization called GEO, Jain International Organization. It takes care of the entire Jain community. So we have, people would not worry about it. They know whom to fall back on. But at the same time, they encourage them. Whatever you have, just a part of it, you need to share. Because anything free doesn't have value. So you need to make them realize that you need to do something. We have not thought about it earlier, but now we can explain to them, educate them regarding the problems that could arise. And of course, if we have NGOs, social work, they can help them out. And also we can contribute something to them. Because see, when they have not done the savings, only that time they have the issues. For example, I'm earning only $100. Say for example, I'm just at least $10 bill you can put aside, I guess. $90 you can spend.
You can put it aside.
Yes. So then that you can utilize that, in a proper way. Like you could put it in a bank FD. There are fixed deposits. That is very safe, as well as you could, withdraw. Yeah.
Yeah, it was not pertinent. It's a different question. It's for you, Sally. Could you speak about the whole idea of socially responsible and ethical investments in mutual funds? This is something that's been a huge hesitation for me in investing in mutual funds. And so if you could speak on that, that would be great.
Worldwide, there's a huge distrust of banks and financial institutions, and I understand that. And the only thing I can tell you, the biggest piece of advice is don't put all your eggs in one basket. The nice thing about mutual funds is as a piece of all of your investments, as one piece. They spread your money out and they'll protect you in a lot of ways just because it's diversified. But don't put all of your money into one mutual fund. Don't put all of your money into mutual funds. There are lots of different types of investments. There are bond funds. There are individual stocks. There's real estate. There are real estate funds called REITs. There are annuities. There are permanent life insurance policies. It's there are so
There
many.
is
different
FD,
things
there is gold investment also.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
you could have gold bonds also.
that's the value of working with a financial planner, even for a short time, to open that window to all the possibilities. I do want to go back to what she said though. You have a very good point. Women give. We spend our lives wanting to help the world. We want to help our churches, our communities, and we do. We do that until we're worn out and exhausted. And we tend to spend our money on other people. But it's a very important concept that if you give all of your money away and there's an emergency close to home, you can't help the very people that you really need to help. So you help yourself and your family first, and you give in small ways with your time and in small ways with your money. And if, as you said, if you collectively take some of your money and some of your time and collectively put that into a pool with other women, then it adds up to a lot more, and you all end up stronger, and your community ends up stronger.
That's true. Yeah, I agree with you, Sally. Yeah. And regarding your question that you were saying regarding ethics, you should go to proper certified financial planners. I do agree, in our fraternity there are many advisors who think about their personal commissions or brokerages and their profits, don't think about the client's well-being. But you should identify, that is very important, to identify the right person you should go to, because though he may be charging a little extra for the advisory fees,
Or she.
he or she, yeah, obviously, any person it would be, but it would be, in the long run you would be benefited.
And I think there's something, is this working? I can't hear.
Yeah.
I think there's really something to be said about fee upfront planners. If you are being charged a fee upfront for their services, then there's no hidden agenda. If you know what they're promising you, and you pay the price and they're not making commissions on your money, then you're much safer. You can trust the decisions they're helping you make a lot better.
Yeah, that's should think that before going, and once you select your advisor, you should have full trust in that advisor. If you don't have trust or faith in that advisor, then maybe you would always think whatever he is guiding me, whatever he is saying, it's not true. I will not benefit, I will not make profits, I'll make losses, or maybe my money will be wiped out. So first thing, though, give some time while you identify the proper advisor you want. But once it is done, you have full trust and faith in that advisor. Though you need to check every 6 months, you need to evaluate your investments or savings every 6 months. How does it go? And you should have written down on a piece of paper, you are investing for what purpose, what is your goal for this. So you can